All right, I want to welcome everybody to New Moon Manifesting. I'm Jana Grosskost, and I will be helping you navigate this Aries new moon. This is a new astrological year, and we're going to talk a little bit about that, as well as some other astrological influences. When I'm done talking about things, I will open up the lines for questions you may have, or if you want to share what you're manifesting for this new astrological year, that would be fabulous. And then we will mute the lines again, go into a meditation to help you set your intentions, as well as we're going to do some DNA activation work and help purify you for higher levels of information and to keep your vibe raised high. So let me share my screen here. If you've got your phones available, or you need to move. There we go. And present. Your cameras, your computers, whatever it is, hopefully you can see what's taking place with this Aries moon. I love to help you understand your specific birth charts, because each one of us have different astrology birth charts, and it helps to know how this is specifically influencing you. That way you can navigate the energy more effectively, and you're not setting generic goals, you're setting ones that are specific to whatever house this is falling into. So with this Aries new moon, this is what I am calling initiation. This is a new beginning. This is a time of up-leveling your life. This is the springtime. This is a time of planting new seeds and preparing this new astrological year. This is really coming back to what matters most to you and getting in that heart-centered space. And we'll talk more about that as we're going on, but I know we're all feeling that as we're going through some of the challenges of being homebound right now, or at least having these restrictions placed on it. And there actually is some astrological references to this that I'm going to bring in tonight, so hopefully they'll help you. So Aries is a fire sign. This new moon is taking place tomorrow at 5:29 a.m. Eastern time, so adjust wherever you're at in the world. On the West Coast, it's going to be at 2:29 a.m. Now, Aries, being the first sign, is all about who am I? It's bold, it's independent. This is the warrior energy. It brings in courage. It forces you to take action. All fire signs inspire you to take action. This is an opportunity to look at life from a fresh perspective and perhaps renew and revive maybe goals and dreams that you've had and maybe haven't been able to work towards them, or just doing things differently. And we're all getting forced to do things differently. So it's kind of a fascinating time. So with this new moon, the sun and moon always come together at a new moon. This is taking place at 4 degrees in Aries tomorrow. And Chiron is at 5 degrees. So Chiron will actually be sitting with the sun and the moon on Wednesday. And I actually have a special event on Wednesday that I'm going to invite you to as well in a moment. So new astrological year, this is a time of growing and developing deep roots, expanding yourself in whatever areas that interest you. Now, Chiron is getting influenced by the sun and the moon, and Chiron is the healing warrior. This is about healing your self-identity. Chiron has been in Aries for the last year, and it will be there for another 7 years. So there's deep healing that's taking place of who am I and why am I here, and what makes me feel vulnerable. This is supporting us in initiating a fresh start. It's bringing in knowledge and wisdom and helping us understand ourselves better. It's helping us see and heal ourselves on that soul level. So hopefully when we go through tonight's meditation, you'll actually be able to heal some of the soul contracts that may be holding you back from ultimately creating what you want in life. This is healing any places in your life where maybe you didn't have the confidence or feel that you were worthy and deserving of something, and really to own your confidence. So let's look at an astrological chart, because I love pulling these and helping you see what this looks like. So the planets that are on, or these symbols that are on the inner part of the chart, represent where the planets were when you were born. The ones on the outer ring are where the planets are today, or actually this chart is pulled for tomorrow. So you pull your chart for March 24th, 2020. If you don't know how to pull your chart, I have a video on my website, or there's one that goes out with the email, and it's a quick down and dirty way of pulling your astrology chart so you can understand how it's specifically influencing you. So if you can see up here, we have the sun and moon and Chiron sitting right next to each other in Aries. And for this person, it's taking place in their 9th house. Now, the 9th house is about knowledge and wisdom and expanding that. The 9th house is very optimistic. It helps see the bigger picture. It's about expansion. It relates to spiritual growth. It also supports long distance travel and connections. So even if we're unable to travel right now, we can still make connections throughout the world. It also initiates wisdom of the masters. So knowing where this is hitting your chart is going to help you and understanding how it's going to, whatever goals you're setting for this new moon. So since we're basically setting our intentions for the next 6 months to a year, 6 months will be when the full moon in Aries actually takes place, and a year is usually when our goals will come to fruition, or at least we'll see progress towards them. But in this chart, you can see whichever house Aries is falling in for you, wherever this new moon is hitting for you, gives you some guidelines and some characteristics of how you should set your goals with this Aries new moon. So let's talk about a little bit about Chiron in Aries. And we also have Saturn that's moving into Aquarius. I can't remember the exact date. So Chiron is in Aries, as I said, for about 8 years. It's about new discoveries. It's about journeying within. Now, it's interesting because when we first started hearing about the coronavirus was about the time of the Aquarius new moon back in January. Now, Aquarius is an air sign, and coronavirus is a airborne, it's traveling through the air, right? So it's kind of interesting that Chiron is about helping us with our self-development. What happened when Chiron was in Aries in 1968 and in 1918 is there were also flu pandemics going on. In 1968, there was the Hong Kong flu. In 1918, there was the Spanish flu. So we've been going through these cycles. This will happen again in about 50 years because Chiron takes 50 years to go through a full cycle. So it's an opportunity not to go into fear and panic. I love astrology for the fact that it represents patterns and opportunities for us to look at our life from whatever we learned in that time frame. So obviously some of us weren't alive in 1968, and those of us that were quite young. So we probably don't remember that, but it is an opportunity for us to slow down, to revisit what's most important to us, to reinvent ourselves, right? So this is the first house again, and healing all those first house wounds. This is about not only boosting your physical immune system and learning how to manage that, but also how to manage your psychic immune system. This means watching television that's uplifting or listening to podcasts that are uplifting and really tuning out the doom and gloom of things that potentially can drag your energy down. So again, this is an opportunity for up-leveling. Now, as Saturn is moving into Aquarius, it's staying there until the first part of July, and then it's going to go retrograde and dip back into Capricorn. What this is going to do is it's going to give us a glimpse of the future, because in December 2020, it's actually going to go direct again and be moving full force into Aquarius. So Aquarius, Saturn is about constriction. It's about borders. It's about rules and regulations and quarantine. And since it's taking place in Aquarius, there's also this glimpse of quantum healing. So there may be some tremendous healing techniques that come into play as a result of this. I read somewhere today that in India, they were taking homeopathic remedies, which I absolutely love. I would love to see some vibrational healing around this and helping it shatter the virus. And we will actually do that during our meditation tonight. So just keep in mind that we are in cycles constantly in our lives. There's no need to go into fear, but it is an opportunity for you to reset and reboot who you are. So this new moon is also at a square position, which means it's like 90 degrees of the North Node in Cancer. And this is a really interesting time because anytime there is a square position, it's testing us, right? To make sure that we're really moving in the direction that we want. So the North Node relates to where we're moving to in the future. And It's in its last couple of degrees in Cancer before it moves into Gemini. So this is about visiting what is home base to you. Where do you feel emotionally secure? And knowing where this is hitting you in your chart, again, will help you in up-leveling your life and understanding yourself better. This is about cleaning out the old home base. It's about shifting dynamics and turning to what helps you feel safe. It also is really supporting you in learning to trust yourself and trusting your heart and your gut instincts and identifying what are your needs and what's going to support you in moving forward with that. So as we're in these last couple of degrees, I believe it's the first part of April that it moves into Gemini, just be aware of this so that you can make any adjustments if there's any fears that are coming up around home base, emotional security, physical security, those types of things. That just recognize that things are in transition and to trust your gut, trust your heart on whatever's taking place. And Kathleen, that relates to our discussion earlier today with your text. So I hope you're giggling about this right now. All right, so Mars is over here in Capricorn. This is the last point I wanted to make about charts. So Mars is an activator. It also ignites anger within us. And it is moving at the degrees that Jupiter, well, it's hitting Jupiter right now, but where Pluto and Saturn were sitting in mid-January. So whatever was taking place in mid-January for you, this is about revisiting and taking whatever steps are necessary to take your life to the next level. So this is about the right use of power, seeing any abuse of power, whether you're abusing power, other people are abusing your power. This is a collapse of the old order and that fight and claw to try to maintain whatever the old paradigm was. It needs to fall away. It needs to break free. We need to break free of it. We need to move forward. And this will really help us in getting out of those old patterns and paradigms. This is about tuning into your personal integrity. It's energizing your personal power. And it's setting the stage for the second half of 2020 and 2021. So just keep that in mind over the next couple of days, as this is actually for about the next 10 days, as Mars is moving through Capricorn, that all of this is taking place, and there may be power struggles taking place, either within you or with other people, and just recognize that this too shall pass. So don't overreact. As I mentioned before, this is a great opportunity to really tune into your psychic needs and tuning into what's going to build your psychic immune system. That's going to include things like meditation, essential oils, yoga, breath work, walking in nature. Just all of the slowdown that we're facing right now is supporting us in doing that. It's also a time of really tuning into your physical immune system and what's taking place with it, so that we're really honoring ourselves. Now, the physical immune system is located primarily in our gut health. And I'm actually going to be doing a program on Wednesday night where we're going to talk about various tools that support the immune system. So we'll talk about meditation, we'll talk about balancing the third chakra and strengthening our personal power. There are so many women out there, including myself, that have autoimmune issues. And I've been studying this for years. I've been fascinated with it. And it all comes down to women not having their power. And as we're stepping more fully into our power, then we can reclaim who we are and strengthen our physical immune system as well. But to do that, we have to also strengthen our psychic immune system. So essential oils, balancing your chakras, meditation, various other tools are going to support you in keeping that happy and healthy. We're going to be doing this with game nights. We're going to be playing aroma bingo, or I should say bingo, because we'll be talking about other things besides just essential oils. But we will be doing that on March 25th at 8 p.m., 8 to 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. And if you are interested, you can either respond to the email that you get with New Moon, or you can email me at manifestingessentials@gmail.com. I hope you'll join us. It's going to be a lot of fun, and you can win some essential oil prizes. For those of you who love essential oils, for this new moon, one of my favorite essential oils is rose. It supports you in holding that space of unconditional love. I take my rose oil and I apply it over my heart every single day. Another one that I want to bring up that just popped up is geranium, because geranium essential oil supports you in loving and trusting yourself. So we've all had situations where we've been betrayed in life, and it's important for us to learn to trust ourselves again in this process. Some other oils that will support you, all of the spice oils, cinnamon, ginger, clove, these activate the spice of life. These really stimulate second chakra and help you get the glowing embers going so that you can be more passionate and fulfilled with your life. Bergamot or bergamot, however you want to pronounce it, boosts confidence and helps you feel more self-assured. One of my other favorites is doTERRA's Balance Blend, especially right now, for helping you feel more grounded, anchored, and balanced, because there's a lot of chaos taking place around us and even within our heads. So it's important for us to make sure that we are managing and being very mindful of our thoughts, keeping ourselves in a positive frame of mind, and being able to ground and anchor ourselves so that we're not getting carried away by frenzy that's taking place around us. And then finally, ylang ylang. This is one of my favorites. It smells like orange blossoms. It's absolutely delicious, but it restores a childlike wonder in life. So as we've gone through different challenges in our life, it's important for us to reset. And with this new moon, it's important to look at life from a different perspective and tune into those childhood dreams that you may have had, and even to, you know, wonder about life from that childlike perspective will help you to see things from a different perspective. So let me stop sharing. We will open up the lines for, oh, hello, all you beautifuls. Let me unmute. If you do have background noise, if you can mute yourself, that would be fabuloso. And, oh, I need to unmute all. Okay.
Hi, Jenna. I have a question for you.
Yes.
And looking at my chart, I see that Aries is on my 9th house, but what I also have in there is the South.
Oh, hold on. I muted everybody.
Okay, but
okay.
What I also have in that house I see is the South Node also in Aries.
Okay.
So what does that mean?
So the South Node relates specifically to what you're healing. Hold on, I've got background noise. Let me. It has to do with any karmic issues. It relates to, you know, what you're resolving from other lifetimes. So just kind of keep that in mind as we're going through this newness. It's about, you know, what, especially with it being in your 5th house, I mean, your 9th house, this is about understanding, you know, the bigger picture. It's about long distance travel. It's about knowledge and wisdom, optimism, those types of things. So let's say in another lifetime you weren't very optimistic, then that karmic tie could be carrying forward in your life today. So just know that if there's anything specific that relates to the characteristics of the 9th house that maybe are replaying in your life that you want to make a shift with.
Okay. All right, great. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Jana, I'll ask, this is Cheryl. I'll ask, hey, so which direction, you know, I'm always challenged with this friggin' chart. Which direction do things move, clockwise or counterclockwise? Because the new moon and the sun are right at the edge of my 7th house, and Chiron's, you know.
In the 8th?
No, Chiron's also in the 7th. So I can't decide if it's going to move counterclockwise towards 8.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
so it's going to just
your 8th house. It's moving counterclockwise.
So it's going to move deeper into my 7th house.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And then
that relates to relationships, partnerships. Yeah. You know, obviously with Chiron right there, it's helping you it's helping you heal emotional wounds related to relationships.
Oh, you think? Golly, Gomer.
Oh, you know me. I always hit the nail on the head.
Yes. Darn you. And then the true node. Okay, so that's in my 10th house. Does that mean anything?
No,
Like it's,
Cheryl, it means nothing.
well,
Of course it means something, you silly goose.
I know, but you know, I'm still trying to figure out what all these squiggles mean. I need
What
a
do they
chart that has.
mean? Yeah, what's in it for me?
Yes.
So with the North Node taking place in your 10th house, 10th house relates to your career, long-term goals. Yeah, so it's interesting that this is transitioning for you because it's moving out of, okay, imagine it's in Cancer right now, home base, right? Like what does home base and work feel like to you? And kind of identifying what that is. And as this moving into Gemini, it's going to be communicating a different message, right? So now you're going to be able to communicate what emotional security was created when it was in Cancer, because the nodes move clockwise, so they're opposite of everything else. But that's the that's the only one that I'm going to tell you because you get confused. So I just want you to be aware of that, and we can talk more about that in our masterclass on Monday, because I think this is a really important transition for all of us. But I just want you to identify, you know, over the past year and a half, what's been taking place with work, what helps you feel emotionally secure. And I know we've been doing a lot of that work with some of the other classes that you're in. So it'll just be an opportunity for you to review all of that before it steps fully into the Gemini energy, because then you're going to be communicating what you've learned with that emotional security.
Okay. All right, great. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Hi, Janet, Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi. I didn't have a chance to pull my chart, but I believe that the Aries is in my 4th house.
It is.
Yeah.
Because I knew you'd ask, so I looked.
Oh.
And Kathleen, yours is also in the 7th house, so you're just in line with Cheryl right there.
Okay.
So, I mean, kind of an interesting placement for you, because 4th house, again, relates to emotional security, setting up new home base. What does that mean to you, right? So this next year, I know there's a lot of transitions that are taking place, but with it at a square position with North Node, also in Cancer, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be that Cancer energy again, that relating to, you know, resetting your home base, deciding what it is that you really want, what's going to help you create that emotional security, all of those things. So it's kind of an interesting transition for you.
Yeah, kind of falls in line.
I know. Yes, I hear you. Anyone else? Question or comment about this new moon?
Jana, I have Aries in my 3rd house.
Okay.
What does that look like for me?
For you, this relates to communication. It relates to networking with other people. I actually feel like there's some sort of networking opportunity that's taking place as a result of all this lockdown. So I don't know if you're already experiencing that or if it's something that's going to be coming up, but just keep that in mind, whether you're leading events where you're networking with others or you're participating, just keep attuned to things that relate to things that you like. So it's about communication of all forms. If you feel like you need to be writing more or talking more or expressing yourself in other capacities, just recognize this is going to be a great time to really tune into that and focus on that for the next year.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Jenna. This is Cheryl Johnson.
Hi, Cheryl. Welcome.
Hi, thank you. I have the new moon in my 9th house.
Okay, 9th house relates to the first person we talked with. It relates to long distance travel. It's about spiritual growth. It's about integrating the knowledge and wisdom that you've learned. It's about maybe taking new classes, things that inspire you, that you want to learn about. Maybe it's even other cultures or deepening your spiritual practice is something that's coming up. So I don't know if it's something that you're playing with, but definitely keep that in mind.
I'm finishing up my doctorate now on the home stretch. So
congratulations.
Yes. Thank you.
So once you're done with this, then you'll be at that higher level, right? So now you're going to be sharing your knowledge and wisdom with the next step. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of that for you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Jana, thank you for this forum. This is Landria.
Thank you.
I have Aries on my 10th house. Does it matter that it's on the cusp?
So cusp between 9th and 10th or 10th and 11th?
10th and 11th?
Okay, so do you know what the degree is that the cusp is at?
I don't have my degrees in front of me.
Okay, so let's just talk about 10th and 11th. 10th house relating to your career, social status. Hold on, I'm going to mute somebody. Career, social status, how you present yourself in the world, making sure that you're in that up-leveled state, right? That you're living from an authentic and with integrity is what I'm hearing. Why do you laugh?
Because I'm coming out of a 35-year learning to live with integrity. I am, yeah, okay.
I love it. So everything that you're learning with this, the 11th house is going to be, okay, well, how do I share that knowledge and wisdom with others?
Okay.
So that's going to be the next step is sharing everything that you've learned and bringing yourself to that next level.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to pull up Vicky, my dear, unmute you. All right, Vicky Love, you're up.
Hi, Jana, can you hear me?
I can.
Hi, sweetie. I look at my app and it tells me that my transiting Chiron is in Aries. I'm not sure what that means exactly.
Okay, so do you know what house it's in? Yeah, the Chiron should be in Aries.
It should be in the 6th house, I believe. Yeah, and the moon is also going to be in Aries in the 6th house. It's currently in the 5th house, but by tomorrow it'll be in the 6th.
Yes. So 6th house relates to the daily routine. It's the things you do on a day-to-day basis, from exercise and eating right and any routines that you need to set in place to keep your life moving forward. It also relates to work specifically and the day-to-day actions that need to take place so that you get things done. It's very organized. You may be organizing your space more. Yeah, those types of things. You had a question?
I feel like I have to feng shui my entire apartment. So maybe this is a good time to do it, no?
Well, absolutely. And I've got a great guy to support you in that. So
good.
Yeah, he does online consultations for feng shui. So I'll get you in touch with him.
Yeah, that sounds good. And I have to rededicate myself to more exercise, that much I know.
Yeah, this is a great time of setting those routines up and getting into that system. You know, whatever it is that you want to create for this next year, making sure that you've got the practical steps that get you to that ultimate destination.
I mean, setting the intentions is one thing, but we normally take action when, like a couple of days after the new moon?
You can start taking action right away.
Okay.
It's a very action-oriented new moon, so just keep that in mind that, you know, as of tomorrow morning, you can start taking action.
Because it's a fire energy?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Any other questions, comments before we move into?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi. Okay. I have a question. My name's Erica. I have it in my first house. So what does that mean?
This one is all about you, girl. This is about who am I in the world? What is it I want? How can I step into my full power? It's about overcoming. I feel like there's issues related to self-confidence that you're working through that you need to, you know, really focus on things that boost your confidence. Stop doubting yourself. I'm just hearing this, you know, replay in your head of, oh, I'm not worthy. I don't deserve that. I can't have that, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, stop the mental chatter now, right?
Okay.
This is about you honoring yourself and learning how to be the master of your thoughts. And it's absolutely vital for all of us, not just Erica, but it's absolutely vital for each one of us to learn to master our thoughts, because we create the worst black magic in our own heads and talk ourselves out of stuff. And I'm not good enough and worthy enough and smart enough and thin enough and old enough and young enough, or whatever it is. And the answer is no, that we need to take the steps and find things that boost our confidence and courage and keep moving down the road, because we're never going to fully have that. We have to have faith in our higher self that is guiding and directing us, and make sure that we really are honoring ourselves and relying on the times that we did feel confident and say, oh yeah, I remember doing that hard thing and I was able to boost my confidence and it carried me, through when I was successful. So draw from those experiences and it will help you in building your confidence.
Okay, so then I have it in my first and my ninth house. So is it something like, is it something that, like a pattern or something that I need to work on collectively, both together, to really like make the most out of this new moon?
What do you mean you have it both in your first and your ninth house?
Yeah, it says that it's in my first and in my ninth. Well, my birthday is today. Like I'm an Aries. Today's my birthday, so I don't know what that has to do with it, but it's in my first house and it's in my ninth house.
Okay, so ninth house is probably where is natally where it's at. So right now, happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
So this is really about, I would really look at this as your real birth, right?
Yeah.
Like you have all of these years of experience, and now here this new moon is taking place basically on your birthday. And this is an opportunity for you to say, okay, what information have I assimilated over the last X number of years? And how can I take that to, where I want to go? So as you're identifying those elements of what you've experienced in life, what I'm feeling is really going into kind of that dreamlike meditation where you're tuning into, who am I really and what am I here to do and what are the things that I'm really passionate about and how do I carry that, not only from that torch for myself, but how do I support other people in honoring who they are, right? Because you've got that fire energy, you've got the drive and the motivation and the courage and the boldness that it's important for you to take action and drag other people along. Say, hey, I know how to help you in boosting your confidence, and I know what you need to do to, feel more passionate and inspired. Yeah. That's what's going to help you in fueling your fire and feeling more inspired in life.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hey, Jana.
Hey, love.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
This is Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Real quick, I jumped on the call late, so I apologize. But I do have my chart up now. Just curious to what house are we looking in for what?
So all we're looking at is Aries energy on your chart, and then you have to determine on your chart what house that's falling in for you, because it's going to be different for everybody.
Right, and Aries looks like what on the chart?
Aries looks like a bee. It's the ram's horns.
Oh, look, the bee. Okay, so mine is actually in 7 and 8.
Okay, so it's probably in the seventh house right now, because we're at 3 degrees. We're going to be at 4 degrees right now. So 7th house relates to partnerships, relationships. It's about creating more balance in your life. So if you're feeling out of balance, this is a really good opportunity to go within and find things that do help you feel balanced. Spending time in nature, especially with Aries being a fire sign, it's out there, right? So you may want to do work that's more contracting, honoring what feels right to you with relationships and making sure you're staying balanced with them.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Questions, comments?
Jana, what about the second house? Aries in the second house.
So second house is going to relate to how you value yourself, how you value money and your resources. It relates to what you find beautiful, and it feels like there's art around you. So I don't know if you're an artist or if you just really appreciate nice things around you. The art could even be just decorating your home in a beautiful way, or wearing beautiful clothes or things like that. So there's a lot of things around beauty that you need to focus on, things that make you feel comfortable and feel confident and worthy and deserving of everything you desire.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? All right, let me mute everybody out, and we're going to go into a brief meditation to help set your intentions. So hold on here. Mute. There we go. All right. So you can either do this sitting up or lying down. Just find a place where you feel comfortable. Make sure that your neck and back are aligned. And we're going to start with some breathing. Go ahead and close your eyes, and let's breathe in through the nose for 4 seconds. And exhale 4 seconds. And breathe in 4 seconds. And exhale for 4 seconds. And one more time, deep breath in. And as you exhale, release your shoulders. Allow the neck to easily move, maybe rotate the head around. Anytime you feel distracted during this activity, just bring yourself back to your breath and focusing on breathing in and out. Drawing new life and energy with each breath you take in. And as you exhale, release anything that no longer serves you. Bring your awareness and your breath into your chest, breathing in through the heart. And exhale, release through the heart. And breathe into the solar plexus. And exhale to the solar plexus. And breathe in through the sacral center, just below the belly button. And breathe out through the sacral center. And this time breathe in through the root chakra. And as you exhale, imagine roots extending from the bottom of your feet, extending into the earth, connecting you deeply with Mother Earth. And bring your awareness back to your heart. Imagine there's a beautiful golden white light in the center of your heart. It's a beautiful sun that's radiating and dancing within your heart. And imagine taking a piece of that light and playfully throwing it up through the crown of your head as it connects with the sun. And as it connects with the sun, the energy is amplified. The vibration is raised, and the energy comes back down through the crown of your head and into the center of your heart. And just hold this feeling, feeling the energy within you begin to rise. The light begins to radiate and dance throughout your body. And imagine taking a piece of the sunlight, and this time throwing it down through the crust of the earth, down through the earth, connecting with the center of the earth. And Mother Earth blesses and amplifies this energy. And just like a trampoline, it's transported immediately back into your body, up through your legs, energizing, lifting, elevating, and bring it back into the center of your heart. And imagine that you've got a figure 8 that's going up to the sun, coming down through the center of the heart, into the earth, back up through the heart. This perpetual energy is elevating you and uplifting you, helping your mind, body, and soul lift up, rise up. And the fire energy is amplifying. It's burning away anything that no longer serves you, any emotions, thought patterns, perceptions. Just allow the fire to burn it away. And simply imagine that you're throwing a piece of paper into a fire. It's immediately incinerating. And as the smoke carries that energy away, we're going to replace it with unconditional love, igniting your passion within, purifying your thoughts, emotions, and deeds so they align with your higher self. And take a deep breath in and exhale, release. And bring your awareness down to the third chakra, the solar plexus, located just above the navel. And if you feel inspired, you can place your hand over the solar plexus, just allowing your awareness to sit, holding the space of unconditional love, helping you release any situations where you've lost your personal power, any places you've given your power away. And you see yourself letting go, allowing the energy to be carried away either to the heavens or to the earth, purifying your solar plexus. And imagine the energy within the solar plexus is expanding. That sunlight is radiating. It's glowing. It's igniting the passion within you. It's helping you call back your personal power and see yourself literally pulling in your personal power, disconnecting from anyone or anything that's taken that away, honoring your personal power. And see this golden orange light within the solar plexus, dancing, radiating, igniting this energy, this passion. It's enlivening every cell within your body. It's activating deeper levels of your DNA, allowing you to hold and anchor more light within you. And take a deep breath in and exhale, release. And just sit with the energy within your solar plexus, allowing yourself to absorb ancient wisdom that's coming from within, as well as calling in your ancestors, your guides, archangels, ascended masters to support you. And imagine the circle of people around you holding this energy and space of unconditional love for your healing and evolution. And just feel them beaming their energy towards you, lifting you up. raising your consciousness, allowing your physical body to accommodate more light, more life within you. And take a deep breath in. And exhale, release. And with every new moon, we set new intentions for a deeper connection with our higher self, for knowing who we are and our purpose in being here, that we allow our mind's eye to expand, to see our spiritual gifts, and that we use the courage of the solar plexus to bring those into physical form. And bring your awareness to your heart, feeling yourself breathe through your heart. And for a moment, just see yourself planting seeds for this Aries new moon. Whatever your goal and intention is with this new lunar cycle, this new lunar year, just allow yourself to feel your goal within your heart. And feel that sunny golden energy bringing your goal to fruition, that is supporting you and anchoring, is supporting you in grounding your ideas in physical form. And bring that energy from the heart all the way down your legs and into the earth. Any ideas that have been gestating, any projects that maybe you've been thinking about lately. This is a good time to journal about them, think about them, toy with what if. What if I had the courage to do this? What if I step out of my comfort zone and take a deep breath in and exhale, release. And your guides and ancestors, ascended masters, teachers, healers are supporting you. They're cheering you on. They're giving you the guidance, the wisdom, the resources that you need to bring your goals to fruition. And either imagine or feel within your heart the great love, the great gratitude that they have for you, and your ability to bring your goal to life. And take a deep breath in and exhale, release. Express gratitude to your ancestors, guides, anyone else that's supporting you in this process. Express gratitude to your higher self for honoring you and supporting you at this time. And express gratitude to yourself for taking this time and honoring your divinity. And you can either maintain this connection between heaven and earth, or you can call your energy back into your heart, whatever you feel comfortable in doing. Begin to bring awareness back into your physical body, wiggling fingers and toes. And as you bring yourself out of this, you may have specific insight, information, wisdom, messages, feelings that came up. As you bring yourself out, write them down immediately. It's like a dream you literally forget within a few moments. And when you feel your processing is complete, go ahead and open your eyes. I'm going to unmute the lines. If anyone has any questions or anything interesting came up during meditation. All right, you are unmuted if you have questions or comments. Anything interesting that came up during meditation?
I had something.
Is that you, Barbara?
Cheryl
Cheryl.
Johnson. Cord cutting cords to people that have been draining my energy.
I love it. So powerful, isn't it?
I visualize that.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Anything interesting come up or any questions you may have?
Hi, Jana. It's Kathleen.
Hi there.
So, I guess in my meditation, the thing that kept coming up is this is what we've been practicing for, right, Jana, for the past couple of years, our Masterclass. So, it's very different because it's really that feeling of like this is what we've been working for. So it's like, all right, it's go time.
It's so true. And I'm glad that you brought that up, especially where things are at in your chart right now. So yeah, it is time to go.
So this is Cheryl Cal.
Sure.
I've been studying the 12 spiritual powers with my Unity courses that I'm taking. And this month we're working on wisdom. And it's this whole idea of may faith work through me as me. May strength work through me as me. May wisdom be wise through, it's basically that we are all of the, divine powers, and they express through us as us. So I think this is the first time my new moon intention has actually been kind of I surrender. Just let whatever's best work through me as me.
Oh, I love that. That's beautiful.
That's what came to me.
That's so incredibly powerful, because until we have that moment of surrender, there's always resistance.
Yeah.
Right? Like I can always do it better. I can do this. And I know that it's absolutely vital to our growth to surrender. So I'm glad that
So I feel like I need to write it across the sky, like surrender, Dorothy.
Perfect. I love it.
Surrender, Cheryl.
It'll be a good reminder, right?
Yes.
Oh, I love it. Thank you.
Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi. For me, what came across, I think, more vividly, I've been working on my soul vows for the past few days. And it just kind of came across my mind that is the home. portion of this for me.
Right.
It's more of the psychic home or the spiritual home, but that's what it came across. It's not so much a physical as it is the spiritual part.
So there is a true homecoming, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what evolves over this next year as a result of that.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be really powerful. Again, it's that surrender, right?
Yeah, it feels like it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Wow. Exciting. Anyone else? Question, comment before we wrap up? Well, I want to thank you all for being here. What a fabulous, amazing Aries new moon. I couldn't do this without you, so I'm always so grateful that you're here. If you are interested in joining us on Wednesday, please respond to the email that I send out with the new moon info, or email me at manifestingessentials@gmail.com, and I will send you a link to get in. It's a free event. You can learn about your immune system, how to use, how to balance the third chakra, especially how to use essential oils and other products to make sure that you're not only managing your physical immune system, but also talk about how to support your psychic immune system as well. So I hope you'll join us on Wednesday for that. And if not, I look forward to seeing you in about a month when we will be talking about the Taurus new moon. So have a fabulous Aries new moon tomorrow. And again, thank you all for joining me. Namaste.
Namaste.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.